Tell us a little bit about the band.
We're a four-piece post-rock instrumental outfit. We've all known each other through separate projects over the last 20 years, and just within the last two, it all kind of came together where it felt like the right time we should all start a project together, and here we are today.
Fantastic. So how did this band get together as a group?
So we were actually, pre this band, we were in an indie band called Picard. And it was almost like singer-songwriter style music. And so when that group disbanded, the three of us and then the bass player that we later added broke off into this project, and we wanted to explore something more on the instrumental side of music, and with a little bit of a harder edge than what we had been doing before that. And it just kind of blossomed from that. It started pretty rough, and then it's grown to where it is, where we're at now with a new album.
We have got a great guest with us today. They join us live here on our broadcast, and Ghosts of the Sun. And so how would you guys describe your music for an audience that's never heard you before?
Sure. It's I would describe it as it's post-rock, instrumental, with maybe a tinge of metal here and there, but I would definitely define it as post-rock. So, I guess the category that it would sort of fall into is, really taking time to explore ideas and not necessarily following the normal song structure that you might see, where it's, okay, here's your first verse, here's a chorus, back to a verse, chorus, bridge, outro. We like to lean more towards the progressive side, where if we find an idea that really resonates between the four of us, we might just sit on that for a while and kind of explore different textures around that idea. And so I think that theme has been pretty consistent with post-rock. So I guess if we were going to label ourselves as anything, I think post-rock probably describes it the best.
Ghosts of the Sun with us today here on KJAGradio.com. Thanks for joining us today here on our broadcast. And so if you guys could play with any three bands, living, dead, broke up, whatever, who would they be and why?
Oh, my God. That's we all have varying musical tastes, but I'll speak for myself. Russian Circles would have to be at one of the top three, for sure. They're based out of Illinois. They're another post-rock band I absolutely adore. Oddly enough, another one that I would pick is probably Juno Reactor, which has nothing to do with the style of music we play. But they are it's an electronic group that's been around really since the late 80s. But what really resonated with that group is kind of their exploration of melodies and kind of that same idea as post-rock, but just in an electronic form, which has been fascinating. And then thirdly, I'd probably have to say Tool, because just as a drummer, I pretty much learned everything that I know from listening to Danny Carey since I was a teenager. So yeah, those would probably be my personal top three.
We have got Ghosts of the Sun with us today. They join us live here on KJAGradio.com. Check out KJAGradio.com for more information. So you guys are very active all over social media and the websites and everything else. How do people find your music online?
I think the best way is probably through Spotify, but you can find us on any of the streaming platforms, through YouTube Music, iTunes, Deezer, and then also we regularly post stuff on Instagram, Facebook, and then we just launched a Twitter, so we're going to have some new videos popping up on there. And we will also be launching a website that'll sort of act as the home base for any of the content that we put out before it goes out to all the streaming services.
Fantastic, fantastic. We have got Ghosts of the Sun with us today. They join us live here on our big broadcast, Coast to Coast and Boulder to Boulder on iHeartRadio, and of course, KJAGradio.com. So tell us about this video for Aether. We're going to play that here in a few moments.
Yeah, so this one was actually the last song that we wrote for the album. We didn't we had 8 completed songs, and we thought, well, we can probably knock one more out before we went into the studio. And this one surprisingly came together quicker than any of the other ones that we had done beforehand, but it's a little more distinct, and it kind of gets to the point quicker than maybe some of our other lengthier tracks. But this one, we're fond of this one because it kind of highlights all the things that we really enjoy about writing music. And so we were pretty excited after our first release to have Aether be the second video that we put out.
Fantastic. Ghosts of the Sun with us today here at KJAGradio.com. And we're going to play this track, and I appreciate you making time for us today. Thanks for coming on, man.
Hey, thanks for having me on.
Definitely. Have yourself a wonderful day. Appreciate it.